in June of 2018, I went to Colombia, and while I was in Colombia, I went to Bogota, Medellín and Cartagena. This video is going to be about Bogota, and then I'll do two more videos, one on Medellín and then the other on Cartagena. I am in Seattle still, and I should have been on a plane already, headed for Orlando. It's an adventure already. Since the last time I posted, it's been 24 hours. Do you hear that? So cool. It's the simple things. They have CNN. I got into Bogota, and you could see the lights when we were landing. At the airport, everything's written in English and in Spanish, which makes it nice to navigate. The hotel that I booked is in Chapinero, and because of all the flight delays that I had, I wasn't able to make that hotel, which sucks. So I just stayed by the airport, and there's security everywhere. The hotel is surrounded by a fence. Couldn't even drive in without having to talk to a security guard. Tomorrow, I'll leave here and go to Chapinero. I'm having a hard time breathing. It must be because we're at 8,000 feet. I'm gonna watch some TV, and then I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm in by the airport at Habitel. It's a nice hotel. It's like $90 a night. It's about 260,000 Colombian pesos. Yeah, I have altitude sickness a little bit. I have a headache. I can't think. I'm tired. I just want to go to sleep. I've been drinking a lot of water. It's hard to breathe. I'm at 8,600 feet, and it's making it a little difficult to get motivated to get the things done that I need to get done. So I'm kind of just sitting here. I can't think. It's hard to think. I'm hoping that I'll be better tomorrow. I just need to get to this next place, but that's all I'm gonna accomplish today. And I'm gonna rest, and then tomorrow I'll try to see some things. Yeah, I'm just excited to be here. And so I'm in Hotel Estelar in Bogota, Colombia. It looks really nice, this hotel on the outside. It looks like a state house or something. And yeah. And this is the view from my window. You can see it's very beautiful here. I'm still trying to figure out how to catch my breath. It's very, this room was $65 a night for this. It's pretty sweet. They said don't go walking around after 9 o'clock, take a taxi. So the streets here look crazy. There's like bicyclists and it's obviously different than what, I'm used to in America. But yeah, I'm excited. It's it's a little crazy. Uber's great. They drive up. It's a nice car, a modern car. Like the taxis are kind of not very nice, but they do the job. Those people are nice too. Like everybody's pretty nice. I don't think you have to worry about a whole lot. There's security guards with guns on the streets. It's a little unnerving, but it's also makes you feel good too. And everyone seems very nice and helps you out. I really am enjoying this experience. So the language barrier is not that bad. There's always someone around who speaks English, it seems like, at least well enough to get you to what you need. And I still like to talk to them in Spanish. You can tell when I'm talking how I'm out of breath. It's not because I'm scared or anything. It's because of the fucking altitude. I cannot catch my breath to save my life. I feel like I'm drowning. But well, I am going to maybe take a nap, and then I'm going to go to the store. There's one close by, I think, and I'm gonna be pretty chill and just around here probably, not go too far yet. I don't know why people are honking right now. They just started about 10 minutes ago. They're over there in that direction where the camera's pointing on the main street. I have no idea why, but this is the view from my hotel. Trying to decide today whether I want to Zona Rosa or whether I want to stay here. I get a bigger room if I stay here for the same price. Is the only real difference. But this is more of a neighborhood, whereas that's getting more commercial and business, and I don't know, I kind of like the neighborhood feel to this area. As you can see out the window, lots of apartments and things. And then as you go towards the main part of the city, which you can see, I don't know, where is that? That building there, that's downtown. And that's kind of like the sketchy part of town at night, but I'm gonna go there today. That's also where the old town is and all that kind of stuff. And the gondola that goes up onto the mountains up there. I'm gonna try to do that today, but I have to figure out the hotel thing first. The nice thing about going into Zona Rosa is you can walk around at night. Here, you should get a taxi because this is kind of like the edge of, you know, what they consider to be affluent, and this is more like middle class, and whereas over there is more like the wealthy people in Zona Rosa. So I mean, this has been fine though. I was walking around with my phone out and no problems. I got money at the ATM right inside the grocery store in front of everybody, you know. There's another one up, you know, out of the way so that you have more privacy. I didn't care. It's the more I walk around, and the more it seems like, you know, it's just like any other place. No big deal. It looks different, but once you get over that, it's no big deal. So everybody's nice, and I never realized how much everybody talks to you in your normal course of doing stuff during the day, you know, and so I have to say it in Spanish, and a lot of times I don't know what they're talking about, so I'm just like, no sé. And when you walk into the hotel, they're like, buenos dias, and there's always someone around that can speak some English if you really are in a bind and you need some help. So, and everyone just assumes I speak Spanish, so I just assume everyone speaks Spanish and tries to talk Spanish to them. And I have altitude sickness. I have a hard time catching my breath. I had a really bad headache yesterday. I just slept. But today I feel better. I'm trying to work on my breathing, taking deep breaths in and out. And if I do anything, I feel overexerted. So I have no idea what's going on out there right now. I'm gonna maybe go down there and look and see what's going on. I think it's just an accident or something, but a car accident. But it's a honking noise. I've never heard that before. I had my window open all night. I think I heard like 2 sirens, and for a big city, 2 sirens, that's crazy. And I heard some dogs barking, but other than that, it's quiet at night. So, anyways. Colombia is the shit. That's downtown. I'm gonna go there today. And I got a Uber I was gonna go to Candelaria, which is the downtown area. The Uber driver, he told me that, you know, Colombia is so I have a Google Translator on my iPhone, and it's really handy. There's a button you can push, and it'll go back and forth between Spanish and English. So if I speak English, it'll translate it, and then if he speaks Spanish, it'll translate it. And so we were just going back and forth, exchanging tons of information on our drive. He probably should have been focused on driving, because we went through some crazy streets, and he was telling me, like, no one has your phone here. Like, that phone doesn't exist. So if someone like sees that, they're gonna try to take that from you, especially in Candelaria. And he was a little bit of an alarmist. Part of it is like so I was like, oh, me gusta Bogota. He's like, he did not like Bogota. And he spoke some English, quite a bit of English. but to communicate really complex things, which it seemed like he really wanted to, because he pulled out his phone and he was trying to get me to write things to him, and I decided to use my app because I knew it would be, and that's kind of how the conversation of cell phones came up.
It's crazy.
So are you scared of being downtown? Do you like being downtown? Or like, is Chapinero better, like mejor? Chapinero mejor?
I don't entiendo. Esto más o menos es como el Pentágono.
He kind of had an axe to grind. He was trying to scare me from going to Candelaria, and I ended up not going, and I had him drive me straight to. We drove through it, which was nice because I could record some of it. I didn't record as much because I spent most of my time trying to translate and get as much information. And then so I get to the cable car and I meet 3 older women.
All over town.
This is yeah, just don't touch the screen.
Rewind. All right, we got a, what is it? Lori, go ahead. Orientation.
I already ate it.
It's a narration. Big ass ant.
And I'm gonna eat it.
Okay.
Woo, woo.
Kyle. Stephanie.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah. And they've been coming to Colombia for like 20 years or something like that. Probably when Colombia still had, you know, things going on here, like crime and where it was really bad. And they were saying, that, you know, they had been to Peru and they'd been to all these other places, and they had 3 young women with them. And they were, I think, mostly all fluent in Spanish, and they would be teaching Spanish, but also helping out at a orphanage. And they actually invited me on Wednesday to go to an orphanage that was in like the jungle, like a few hours away from here. And I was kind of tempted because that would be pretty cool to go through the jungle, but my plans were to go to Medellín, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I, you know, I don't know them that well, but I mean, it was like your grandma, you know what I mean? Like, they were very sweet people, and the girls that were with them, they were asking me questions about like what I did for work, and they thought what I did for work was crazy, and I don't know where they were from. I wish I had more time to find out more. I only had enough to talk about, like, they gave me ideas of where to go in Ecuador that are really cool. So now I want to go to Ecuador, to these places, and they were saying like Ecuadorians are probably more happy than Colombians. Colombians are a hard but proud people type of thing. Like in Ecuador, or was it Peru? Damn it. See, I'm already forgetting stuff. They were saying that their healthcare system is better, but now they're starting to get like a wealthy population that's starting to kind of rise up, right? Like, but they were saying these wealthy people are starting to question, why are we paying all this for healthcare? Like, because a lot of it's coming from them being more affluent. And so they're already starting to create, you know, a political movement to try to squash the social programs of the state. And they were saying that, oh, it's probably just the price of progress. But, you know, it was interesting that that's what their perspective was on it. You know, we didn't get into politics really, but, you know, this is what's going on in the world. And I would have loved to talk to him about Venezuela.
Wow, there it is in Bogota.
Wow.
How you doing, Kyle?
Doing good?
You made it in.
Ahí podemos bajar también. Es el mismo ticket que se.
There's a train. Dice más rápido.
Mira, tiene túnel.
Ay, no, ya me dio miedo.
Ajá.
Oh, that's a drone phone. To the right. You see there?
You walked up there?
Aquí también hay que tirar una foto. No? This is your sweet like BMX. Yeah. What's that? Does it look like a sweet BMX? Mira, esta es la fila ya esperando el avión. Oh fuck.
Cuajada con melado, quesito con bocadillo, síganle la orden.
This area is like very colorfully painted. Of course, less so as you go that way.
So this is my room for tonight. I finally decided to stay in Zona Rosa in on 95 Calle, 95th Street. And so it's quite a few blocks up from where I was. I was at 61 Calle, so this is 95, so quite a few blocks away. But as you can tell, it's a lot more, I guess, upscale. The room isn't really that much more expensive, and downstairs they have like tons of stuff. So like, I think I paid $65, and but yeah, that's pretty nice. So, and room service is pretty cheap. The property is really nice, and they say that it's safe to walk around and stuff, but you should take your normal precautions. It's just like when I was in, gosh, where was I? Was I in Dallas? Oh no, it was in San Antonio, and they were like, don't walk from the parking lot to the hotel at night. So, you know, I don't know, but it's pretty nice. So now I'm gonna go to the market. I got checked in early. That was very cool of them. I'm gonna lock up in the safe my passport and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm going to head to the market. And Usaquén, which is not too far from here. So. Me gusta reggaeton. Daddy Yankee, Ozuna. Yeah, sí. Escuchar mucho Ozuna.
¿Ozuna?
Sí.
Sí, me encanta también. Sí, tiene muchas canciones muy buenas.
Muy buenas, sí.
Y los videos.
Movie?
con él.
But I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I get you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, some just want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't getting you. Some people search for a fountain, the promises forever young. It's the only way to prove you love them. Hand me the world on a silver platter, and what good would
That's the mall I just came from, and on the other side is where the market was in Usaquén. Cigarettes. And now I'm gonna walk to a grocery store. This is so nice, this area, holy shit. The mall, nicest mall. I can't afford much in there. So a lot of nice clothes and stuff. But yeah, now I'm just walking around, and it's a pretty nice area. It stretches on for about a mile or two, at least in that direction, back towards downtown. I don't know how far the nice area goes that way, but I mean, I don't really feel unsafe or like this is any different than America in this area. So I'm sure there's people around, but anyways, talk to you later. Where I am right now. I think this is a military base. I see lots of trucks going in and out. It seems scary because I'm all by myself, but there ain't nothing out here. So I'm in Zona Rosa at my hotel. I walked here from Usaquén. It's like a mile and a half. No problems. This area of town feels really safe. And that is the hotel there, my hotel. I can't remember what these are, but they're like sausage. And then you've got plantains. This is like, it's fried meat or like gristle-y stuff. I've had it before. It's like, it's mostly fat. And then, whoops. This is like Peruvian food or Andes food. We are in the Andes, right? I think. I won't eat the whole time. And then potatoes. This is was on the menu. Anyways, I don't want this to go too long. But I need to talk about some things because I'm afraid I'll forget about it altogether. Before I forget, I want to record what's happened since the last time. I've kind of gone over some of the stuff. There's a few museums that I wanted to see. There's the Museo de Oro, which is like the gold museum. And then I didn't know this, and I'll talk, but some people I met said that the Salt Museum is actually way better. And so there's like a cathedral down there or something made completely of, this crystalline salt stuff. Anyways, back to the conversation with the Uber driver. He was saying that, life in Colombia is very difficult. Like, he wants to move to America, and he says that, because of corruption in the government, that they can't seem to get it's all the wealth is concentrated in the hands of just a few people. And so that's very difficult, and I could see that, man. When I went from Chapinero to Zona Rosa, it was I almost felt guilty for being in this nice area. It's hard to see people struggle, and you saw it in the streets of Candelaria. I mean, they seem happy and whatever, but when you have people with so much, just like 100 blocks away, and then some people who have nothing, that's just hard to see. You know, it's one thing if they all have nothing, but anyways, and that gets me to, well, I'm trying to cover a lot of information. So, very cool conversation that I had with him, and I did give, the Uber ride was like 20 mil, and I gave him a 20 mil tip. So I probably should have gave him more. I mean, it's just hard to, you know, to hear those stories. Like, he showed me his keychain from when his parents went to New York. He didn't get to go, but he said that the only thing they brought back was this little stupid keychain, and he's got it on his ring, you know, when he's driving in his car. I don't know, it was just, you know, and he didn't like Bogota. He said there's lots of bad people, and you know, it's one thing to visit here and I come from a place where the standard of living is higher, the cost of living is higher. So, you know, I was trying to explain this to him that, you know, because he was saying that, oh, people will rip me off, like, you know, that Colombians aren't necessarily nice, they'll rip you off, and I was trying to explain this, like, yeah, but the amount that they rip me off by is an amount that may not be noticeable because of the exchange rate and everything else, and it's so small. And from my perspective, like, if it's $1 or $2, like, I'm still getting a really good deal on hotels and food. I mean, compared to what I would pay in America, it's such a good deal. Like, and I was trying to explain that to him. You know, if they do that to fellow Colombians, then that kind of sucks. But, and there, you know, it's possible. And I was, you know, sharing with him some things. I talked about multinational corporations and how they extract wealth from indigenous populations. And he also mentioned that indigenous populations can sometimes also be a burden. And I think what he was referring to is like the people who, I don't know, it made me think. Like, there were lots of things that he said. And it's hard because, you know, I don't know all the history of Colombia, politics, and I'm just a stupid person. And so I have stupid biases and, you know, little things. There were lots of things that I thought before I came here, and my mind has changed. Yeah, he was very, very, very nice, and he loved America. And he probably got a kick out of talking to me because I'm American. And I was willing to use technology to try to have that conversation. And then I was just lucky enough to have that technology with me and had been playing with it enough to know how to work it. And, you know, because I had just downloaded it before I came. Tomorrow, I'm flying out of here and going to Medellín. I will kind of be glad to get out of the altitude. I think I'll feel a million times better when I get down to Medellín, because I probably need another day or two to acclimatize. It kind of sucks that I'm going to be leaving before that happens, but around here, there's so many people jogging. It takes a lot out of you to do these things, like to move around and go to this place and that place, because you know, gosh, I'm going to have to meet someone new, like a new Uber driver, and they're going to want to talk to me. And it's gonna be hard to concentrate on Spanish, and you know, you start to get tired of sometimes. And I'm not really sleeping very well, probably because of the altitude sickness. It's just you get insomnia, shortness of breath, insomnia, and something else. And like, I'm forgetful and stuff more than normal, because I know I'm normally forgetful. But when you fly here, you fly past Nicaragua and Guatemala and all these places, El Salvador. You can see that landmass. Or I think I could have saw the landmass when you're in the lights. And I know we flew over Cancun. Isn't that the one that's like on the tip of that little thing on Mexico that jets out into the Pacific? Like we flew right over that. You could see the lights. I think it was Cancun. But you just think about, and it was dark out. And every time it's dark out, no matter where you are, things kind of take on a whole new meaning. But you just think about what it would feel like to be on the other side of the United States border. And it's not because I don't think it's danger, to live here as a person and not have, the money to provide security for yourself, to make sure that you live in the right neighborhoods, that your kids are away from people who, are and having, a large population that isn't necessarily able to compete with the more affluent kids, knowing like, gosh, my kid, like all these people, they're getting so much farther ahead than us. We need to figure out a way to catch up, because it's really about, you're competing with your neighbors. You gotta stay competitive. It's human nature. And when you've got some people who live not very far away and they have so much more, and like, gosh, I gotta do better for my family. I gotta, make sure I improve their odds. Like I keep them out of harm's way, and it creates a situation that is difficult for the people here. You think like what the story I was saying about Ecuador. I don't know everything. Like I've just got here. But these are the things that are rattling around in my head. And I want to figure out, what's going on, like how this all works. And the only way I can do that is to continue to learn. And I think it's important for people to do this, to step outside their comfort zone and go someplace new and take a risk, that they may be in a situation that's unsafe, or they may get their stuff stolen. Look at, do your research, look at the stats, like where can you go to be safe, and then venture out from there and learn. I think it's good for the soul, but it's definitely good for the brain. Anyways, those are my thoughts for today, and